ahead and transition to our speaker, Carl. Carl is with the Greater Williamsburg Outreach Ministry, but today I believe you are representing the harbor, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So I will turn the podium to you and let you explain it to everybody directly.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you, Jason. Actually, I'm speaking today as a member both of Guam and a participant in the harbor. I have just here. Let me find my first page. Right. Okay. What I want to talk about is the response of the faith community to homelessness in Williamsburg and in the surrounding communities. And in particular, I want to talk about the coalition of churches that is working to solve some of the problems associated with homelessness in Williamsburg. And that particular coalition of churches is the Greater Williamsburg Outreach Mission. And I want to talk about two specific initiatives that are a part of of what Guam does. One is the 3E restoration process, and I believe that you already know about 3E. And so that's I'll just touch briefly on that. And the other one is the harbor, which is a day center for homeless people, and you may not know too much about that. Now, people in general would be excused if they thought that there is no homeless problem in Williamsburg. You have to search some to be able to find homeless people in our community, and they're not particularly obvious. They don't stand out. We don't have too many panhandlers on the streets, and you don't see people sleeping in doorways that in ways that you might expect homeless people would do. But if you were to go walking around, particularly in the woods, in the wooded areas around Williamsburg, you may very likely come across campsites, which are homes to some people in the woods. If you visit some of the hotels around here, the Pineapple Inn or the Family Inn, you will find individuals and families living there from month to month because they can't put the money together in order to do the fees and the down payments that are required in order to get into an apartment. And some of the houses around Williamsburg have more than one family living in them. People are doubled up because they can't afford to live on their own. So there are people living with homelessness in Williamsburg. Now, statistics are hard to come by, particularly for me. So what I'll do is I'll give you some anecdotal information. The Williamsburg-James City County Schools estimates that up to 430 children in the school system can be classified either as homeless or precariously housed. You may know about the winter shelter that provides temporary overnight shelter for homeless people. At the end of the 2014-2015 season, the shelter had 111 people signed up to take advantage of that temporary emergency shelter somewhere along the line during the course of the shelter season. Now, what that means is that the shelter made it so that at some point in the winter season between November and March, there were 111 people that didn't have to spend the night sleeping in their car or out under the stars. So there are there are more people living with homelessness in our community than it really should be, and the people of faith have come together in order to serve those who are in need. The Greater Williamsburg Outreach Mission was, and if I lapse into calling it Guam, that's become a habit because Greater Williamsburg Outreach Mission is a mouthful. Guam is a coalition of 22 churches in Williamsburg, James City County, and York County. And it is dedicated to finding permanent solutions to help people move from homelessness to self-sufficiency. Guam serves as an incubator to make the community aware of the needs of the homeless in our community, and then also to facilitate the development of ideas that will help to relieve the problems for the homeless people in our community. One of those initiatives that has come out of Guam is the 3E restoration process. Now, you've already heard about the 3E restoration process, and you've probably heard a great deal more than you'll ever hear from me about it. So I don't need to go into that, but I would like to tell you that my church, Williamsburg United Methodist Church, is one of the 3E restoration partners, and I can tell you that the process really does work. We're walking right now with a young man whose life took a couple of wrong turns a couple of years ago, and he wound up in jail. And he served his time. He came out of jail in February of 2015, and when he did, he had no effective family support structure to help him get back on his feet again. Turns out he came to our church, and we helped him to get him involved with the 3E restoration process. And so we have been supporting him in this endeavor ever since then. And I can tell you that the change in his attitude and in his demeanor over the course of this year has really been dramatic. Now, we've had our ups and downs. We don't have to kid ourselves here. We do. It does go back and forth. But he wants to get his life back together again, and that's the key to success in the 3E restoration process. He wants to succeed, and I believe that the 3E restoration process is providing the direction in order for him to meet that goal. Now, the 3E restoration process is it helps to find permanent solutions to move people from homelessness to self-sufficiency. And many homeless people need help right now. And so a great many people who are homeless are working poor, so they go off and they go to their jobs during the day. But there are other homeless people who are unemployed, or they're underemployed, so they don't have a workplace to go to, and it is for those people. Well, what they need is a place to get in out of the elements during the day, and that is what the harbor is about. Guam initiated this day center for the people who need some place to get in out of the elements during the day. In addition to providing respite from the storm, the harbor provides showers during the day, a hot midday meal, a place to store their people's belongings that's secure, so they don't have to worry about stuff getting stolen, a place to pick up their mail, and access to some of the services that people need who are trying to get their lives back together again. The harbor is located in the St. Bede Outreach Center. If you're familiar with that, that's in downtown Williamsburg. So it's centrally located and very easy to get to. With the exception of a paid part-time coordinator, the harbor is staffed entirely by volunteers who are drawn from the churches that make up Guam. It takes about 6 volunteers to run the harbor every day. Let's see. Oh, the harbor is open from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. But now we're working on trying to figure out. We're working on trying to get it so that it's open 5 days a week. So harbor began operations back in October of 2015, and at the time, or over that time, it has grown from an average of about 4 guests per day at the harbor. Now to the latest count is about 14 guests per day, and so the need is there, and the word about the harbor is growing. Harbor is what's known as a low barrier operation. That is to say that there are very few restrictions on who can use it. About the only restriction that we have is that you got to be be homeless. And you've got to, you can't come in drunk or high on drugs. But other than that, just about anyone who wants to use the harbor can. And there are currently 124 people that are signed up to use the harbor's facilities. So whether it's seeking to turn people's lives around from homelessness to self-sufficiency, like the 3E restoration process, or providing a temporary safe haven in from the storm, like the harbor, the people of the faith community are putting their faith into action for those who are most in need in the community of Williamsburg. Thank you very much for your time, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. Yes, sir.
Where is it?
Where is the
Harbor.
The harbor? Do you know where the St. Bede Outreach Center is? It's on Harrison Street. It's in the shadow of the football stadium at William and Mary. Okay, it's right there, and so it's very, very centrally located and very easy to get to. It's on all of the major bus lines and easy to get to.
Any other questions for Carl? All right. You covered it all?
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about this to you today.
You're not quite done yet.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
We didn't have you here just to give us a presentation.
You had a delicious
Yeah, but that was primarily it.
Our club has a separate foundation that we raise money through a variety of community activities. It's my pleasure as the foundation chair to give for the Harbors a check for $500, and we know you'll put it to good use.
Thank you very much.
Carl, we got to do the PR that's associated with these things, if you don't mind, sir. So
Okay.
we'll have you stand in the middle.